Hi everyone, this is Elia from the Teen Services Department at the main library. Today I want to talk to you about a brand new service that we offer through our website. It's called Vidcode, and it's a service that we have to teach you how to code using JavaScript. It's really simple and fun, and it uses videos and graphics. So I'm going to give you a tutorial today. All right, so before you can begin using Vidcode, you will have to register for an account. Registering for an account is very quick and very easy, and it starts on our homepage at yumalibrary.org. When you get to our website, you go to the resources section, and once that section loads, you will see Vidcode as the very first thing under Learn and Study. Make sure that you go to Vidcode through our link in order to be able to access it for free. Once you get to Vidcode, make sure you sign up as either a student or as an educator. Student accounts will be limited to only being able to take classes. Educator or guardian accounts have a few more options and will allow you to create your own class groups in case you are a homeschooler, a teacher, or a parent who wants to teach more than one child or more than one student how to code. Once you have clicked on either one of those options, it gives you three new options. You can sign up using your Google account, which will add Vidcode so you don't have to create a new email and password. You can sign up if you have an Office 360 account, or you can sign up using an email, in which case you will have to enter an email address, a username, and a password that is at least 8 characters long. Once you have created an account in Vidcode and you sign in, you're going to be taken to your dashboard. This is what an educator dashboard looks like, and as you can see, it does have an option to create a new class. If you have signed up as a student, you're not going to have this option. You're just going to be working on your own. So you're just going to have your dashboard for your coding class, and you want to click on Start Coding in order to see the lessons. As you can see here, there are 12 total chapters, each getting progressively harder as you go along. We're going to start at the very, very beginning with Intro to JavaScript, Chapter 1, Lesson 1, and what we're going to be doing is creating our own filter. On the left-hand side, you're going to see all of your instructions, and it's going to give you, when you begin, drag and drop or click and drop items that you can add to your videos. On the right, where you see this large purple square, that is going to be a real-time rendering of whatever it is you're doing. So whatever your script is doing is going to appear in real time on the right here. So the very first thing that you're going to do is you can choose a video or a graphic to work with. Vidcode comes preloaded with a whole bunch of videos that you can use, such as dinosaurs, monarchs, kitties, all kinds of things. It also comes with several types of graphics, and it even includes some audio MP3s. Also, you have the option to upload your own video recordings or your own pictures, or you can record from your webcam to create your own individual videos. For now, I'm going to choose this cute little kitty. And as you can see, the monitor here in front of you is going to write down the code in JavaScript for whatever it is you chose. So you've got your movie, it's a video, the movie source is called Sleepy Cat because that's what we called our source. So on the right there, you're going to see a cute little kitty cat. Now, when we start doing the JavaScript coding, it's going to start you off really, really simply. It's going to show you one effect that you can just click, and the effect that we're going to see is invert. What this is going to do is change the colors on whatever image or video you're using to their opposites on the color wheel. So as you can see, when it did color invert, it turned this little orange and white kitty into a sort of blue and gray kitty. So that is what color inversion does. And anytime you click on an effect, it's going to add the JavaScript code right here and show you what it's looking like in real time. If you click next, it will start to give you more functions that you can use. Each line of code is called a function. So we've already got a color inverted. Let's go to the next line and add tint. What tint is going to do is add an actual color over our existing video. As you can see, the default color that it has here is red, but if I were to click on the name of the color, you would see it change to the JavaScript or HTML code for that color. You'll also see a grid pop up with lots of color choices. So if I wanted to make this color much darker, I could do that. If I wanted to make the color much lighter, I could do that as well. Or I could choose to make it blue, green, purple, any color that I wanted just by moving this little line of text. The next thing is going to keep adding more filters. And what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to delete the filters we've already added so that we can show you what each one of these filters looks like. It gives you the option to do black and white. Now this is literally just black and white with no gray anywhere on there. If you wanted something that looked more like a black and white photo, what you would use would be grayscale. And as you can see, the cat looks a lot less creepy and horror movie-like, and now it just looks like a nice black and white photo. It's also going to give you the option of doing a kaleidoscope, which literally looks like a kaleidoscope that you would look through, a child's toy that you could get at Chuck E. Cheese or at the dollar store, things like that. As you move on with this exercise, it's going to keep adding a lot more of different filters and effects that you can use. You can do blur, you can do vignette, which is sort of a fisheye lens look. You can do all kinds of different things, and it's going to add them all on top of each other. So you can do more than one effect at a time. Noise kind of looks like that snow effect of static. You've got pixelation, which makes it look even more snowy and broken down. And if you'll notice, especially with things like the pixelation, it has a number next to the effect. The higher you make that number, the larger the effect is going to appear. So if I wanted to pixelate with huge, enormous pixels, I could put in 80 and the pixels would be huge, or I could put in 10 and the pixels would be tiny and small. The same thing goes with any of these effects that you see a number next to, such as our vignette, which is the fisheye lens. If I make this number really small, something like a 20 perhaps, you can see more of the image. And if I make the number very, very large, you can see very little of the image. So that one gave it a keyhole effect. Anytime you click on an effect, it's going to default to 50%, and then you can change it, making it larger or smaller as you would like to customize your filter. If you want to do additional filters on top of it, say I wanted this vignette, I'll show you what that looks like. I'm going to do a tint, and I'm going to tint that in blue. And now you can see it's a fisheye in blue, and I'll make it a little bit lighter so that you can see how it still looks there. So you can change the color while doing it. You can add all kinds of things on top of each other. Here's black and white. And you see how that is just a white screen? That is because some of these effects don't work together. Tint is turning it into a different color, but black and white is making it so that no color is shown, and that is why you have black and white. So some of these effects don't mesh well together. It's up to you to kind of mess with this and figure out which ones do work well together. Now I've already showed you how to change colors. And another thing that you want to pay attention to is that anytime you start a code, you can type in the name of what you're putting in, but in order to give it a value, you have to put your value in between parentheses. If you do not close the parentheses, it's not going to do anything. And if I do that without it, it's going to highlight it and tell me that there's an error. So whenever you do make an error, it's going to show you how to fix that error. And there I just fixed my error. And it doesn't matter if you have these empty lines. Empty lines are just empty lines. They're not going to affect your work. So you can always go back and delete them if you're that kind of person that wants them to look perfect, but it doesn't have to be. You can add a whole bunch of lines of code and then add something else, and it will just add it on top of it. So it doesn't really matter how many lines of empty space you have as long as each line of code is closed by that parentheses. Okay. So once you're finished and we have our cute little blue vignette with the graphic there, I can click on Save Draft, and that will save my Vidcode and show it in my classes. And when I have done a project that I feel is complete and sufficient, I can hit Submit, and it's going to ask me for a title. I'm going to call it Blue Kitty. And my description can be a cute blue cat. You don't have to have a description. That's just for you or your teacher to see. Now it has saved my project, and if I want to go to my project and view it, I can then view my cute little blue cat in his vignette. He's a sleepy kitty. He's got a fisheye vignette on there, and he is tinted blue. And that's it. You also have the option to share your project by copying and pasting a link and getting an embed code. So you can share this on your social media. You can email it to people so then they can look at your beautiful work. And then when you're finished, all you've got to do is log off and come back another day to move on to another project.